Hello guys, welcome back to the Sportsman Untitled Extra, and what a game we have to preview today. We're looking forward to Southampton versus Pompey, the South Coast derby on Sunday, 12 o'clock kickoff live on Sky. I'm joined by Benjamin Bloom and Conor McGilligan to preview it. Conor, this should be special, right?
I love a derby, absolutely love a derby, and this one is so infrequent that it really spices it up. Yeah, really historical derby. I remember, I think it was back in maybe the Premier League days where David Norris fired in one to make it 2-2 in about the 95th minute in the limbs behind the goal, and it's a fierce derby as well. For me, top 10 in England, and people overlook it and I don't really know why, but very, very excited to see this one back. Yeah, definitely.
Should be unbelievable on Sunday, Ben. Coming to on the pitch matters though, what have you made of Southampton and Will Still? A home game here that they're probably going to be favourites for, but a tricky one.
I think they've been okay. They've obviously suffered from the relegation churn in August. I think we kind of know to expect the sort of three at the back strategy. And I mean, the problem with these games is they turn into sort of cup games, don't they? These local derbies. And, you know, having sat through many East Anglian derbies, they're very, very rarely, you know, it's weird actually, because they're either very dour and 1-1 draws or a 1-0 win to someone, or if they just get loose in the first half, you can get a mad 3-3 or a 4-3 or something of that nature, can't you? And you asked me specifically though about Southampton. So yeah, the onus is going to be on them as the home side. And I'm trying to figure out in my brain whether it's better that this is at Southampton first, because there's an argument if it was at Fratton early in the season, you could really see a Pompey win here, you know, catch the relegated team cold and get at it, get the wind and the rain in there. And but yeah, I wonder if the salubrious St Mary's circumstances, it's not alliteration because the last one was a C, isn't it, but will favour the Saints.
It's interesting, isn't it, with Southampton? Mateus Fernandes, all the talk was about him this summer, Tyler Diblin as well. It's probably going to help them out, Conor, that the window's now shut. Will still knows what he's got to work with, and it is a decent squad, especially with those forward options.
Yeah, and let's not beat around the bush here. It's a very good squad. We were just mentioning on the previous show that we did, Tom Fellows coming in. Finn Azaz is obviously a big one, and we just mentioned about how important the international break is, bringing someone like Finn Azaz in, working with him over the break, or for part of the break, and being able to, you know, just effectively get Azaz into a very different system. You've gone from Rob Edwards to Will Still. So that's going to be really important for them. This is a very, very good Southampton side. I still think there will be top two for me, even if I'm just, you know, conclusively looking at where they'll finish. I think this has come at a very good time for Portsmouth. And this has come at a very good time for Mousinho as well. I think he works. I can't remember the last time Portsmouth ever got battered. I can't remember the last time where they were completely outplayed.
You've said it now, haven't you? Southampton 5, Portsmouth 0. You've done it now. It's all your
That's it, blame me. But
they got hit 6, didn't they, at Stoke early last season, and then that's when the results kind of changed, didn't they?
You just have a look, and they're so good within, up against top opposition as well. I even hark back to Leeds United when we played them, and it was 100% one of our most difficult games. We really struggled. They pressed us very high, changed system mid-game as well. I think Mousinho is a very, very good manager.
Do that away from home though, Conor?
Obviously, Fratton Park, like we mentioned, they were excellent at Fratton Park last season. But this Southampton side isn't firing on all cylinders yet, and I think that's really key. Going to this Will Still tactical imprint is going to take time. This has been embedded with Portsmouth for years now under Mousinho. He's going to make it difficult for them. So I'm really excited for this one. I think a lot of people will turn around and they'll say Southampton straight away. But don't underestimate Pompey for this one.
I think Southampton have benefited quite a lot from set pieces this season. We've had 2 Ryan Manning free kicks. We've had the Jack Stevens, was it last minute goal against Wrexham on the opening day. But for me, I'm really excited about the Portsmouth front four that they've now built, Ben.
Yeah, and they've been delivering. I mean, Murphy's been delivering. He was top assists in the league, was he, last year? And football's straightforward sometimes. If you have a good creative player on the wing and a big lump in. I'm being unfair on Bishop there. He's more than a big lump. He's a damn good Championship striker. But adding in
Chaplin, of course.
Adding in Segacic, I mean, Kieran McKenna was joking in his club interview saying he would like nothing better than Connor Chaplin to go and score the winner against Southampton, maybe for future reference in perhaps the battle, as Connor mentions, at the top of the league. But yeah, Chaplin will be straight in there, won't he, and bang up for it. So they can score. And if we look at the two Saints home games, so they lost to Stoke, didn't they? And Stoke were good value, and they went down to 10 and then went 2 up. And Southampton were quite lucky against Wrexham. They won it with 2 late goals. And I do think that for the penalty that Wrexham got, that looked like a dogso and a red card for me as well, which you then play in 60 minutes with 10 against a team who's got a penalty. So they've not been great at home. And we'll have a very vociferous away end there. So I'm talking myself into it now, aren't I? Can Pompey do something?
It does all go up. I think,
go on, say it. Say it.
As Ben said, with
no, put the words in the right order. Form goes out the.
And it definitely does. Let's complete that window. But it definitely does, and it's a cliche, but yeah. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. I don't see. I think a lot of people will fly towards the Southampton battering here. I don't think that will happen. I think it's going to be tight. Ben's quite rightly mentioned Murphy going into this season, and I just see it overall with a strong double pivot, how he sets up, then pressing Southampton back. There's going to be a lot of ball recoveries in the final third for Portsmouth. I'm getting myself G'd up for it.
I can't see a Southampton clean sheet. I think that's where I've got to the stage. We've talked about the goals they've conceded, how they've conceded goals at home. I don't see a game in which Portsmouth failed to score.
But our Southampton it's like what we were saying earlier on. Ben made a good point where he just said, it is away from home at Fratton Park. You can see them keeping it to 0 and maybe nicking a goal, Colby Bishop, whatever. At St Mary's, is it going to be too difficult a task? But they've been poor overall so far this season, Southampton. But then does this game is Stevens going to go in and give them a big rallying call, tell them all what this means to the fan base? But you feel Mousinho and co are going to be able to do that at Portsmouth as well. So
there's the new additions as well for Southampton. You mentioned Finn Azaz, obviously a great player, but he's not played with this squad before.
He knows the Championship. He's like
there's another cliche.
No, but he's so when you talk about bringing in a player in the window who's been obviously in the division with Plymouth and with Middlesbrough, so it's not like he's even been in the Championship just with one club. He's done it at 2 clubs, and he's a numbers magnet. Azaz, isn't he? Loves a shot, loves attempting a key pass, doesn't he? And yeah, if you want narrative, maybe you could have a Chaplin winner for Pompey or an Azaz or a Fellows winner for Southampton, and a new, deadline day? No, not quite deadline day with Fellows and Azaz, but you could certainly have a debutant, new face getting the headlines.
We could expect a few spicy challenges as well. It's quite important for both teams to try and keep 11 on the pitch, as always in a derby as well. But we need to come to our score predictions, guys. Connor, you've swayed me a little bit, but I don't know. Ben, sense and reason. What do you think the score is going to be?
I think this derby might be 1-0 to the home team in both games this season, which means I'm backing Saints. And Connor in the show we put out earlier in the week was talking about sometimes in a tight game against a parachute team, the bench wins it for you at minute 75, and you could see that happening. It is a good time for Pompey. It would be better if it was in their home stadium, I think.
All this attacking strength I mentioned earlier that Southampton have, you can see one of those strikers coming off the bench and doing it. But Connor, what are we saying?
1-0 Pompey.
Go on.
1-0 Pompey. Yeah, I think Southampton. I think it's a perfect
5 places above them in the division. Looking at my league table here as well.
Yeah. Perfect time to play them right now. I still don't think, and I think Southampton will be right up there at the end of the season. As I say, I had them winning the league at the very beginning, but I think Mousinho's craft with this side, I've just mentioned previously 7 or 8 different times on both shows combined. I think he's pragmatic. I think he can change in game, and I think there might be a lovely set piece goal, maybe for Colby Bishop. But yeah, I don't know what it is. I think it's just because right now, like we've just spoke about on the other show earlier on in the week, it's still evolving with the teams that have been relegated. And Mousinho, Portsmouth side, I think is the worst thing to come up against now, especially in the South Coast derby. So yeah, I'm going to go 1-0 Portsmouth.
I'm not having this boring 1-0s from both of you guys. I'm going to say Southampton 2. Portsmouth 3. An absolute belter on the South Coast. I can't see Southampton keeping a clean sheet. I can't see Portsmouth keeping a clean sheet. So
how's the 2-3 going to go? Stage by stage.
Southampton go 2-0 up. And then Portsmouth come back and win 3-2. That's what we want.
Away end will enjoy that, won't they? Yeah.
Narrative.
I can see it happening. I'm going to go for a 3-2 Portsmouth win. Absolute scenes at St Mary's in the away end. But thank you both for previewing this massive game. We can't wait for the Championship action to return this weekend. Please get in the comments down below. Tell us what the score will be in Southampton versus Portsmouth on Sunday. Can't wait for it. Like and subscribe while you're there, and we'll see you on Monday for the next episode of The Sportsman Untitled.